going on the stream right now. Making sure the mic is correct. Test, test. We're going to be playing music anyway, so let's go ahead and start that up.
Vizzy G, Sucker Punch. We the team. I'll pay for lunch. You a fan even when you. 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 You a fan even when you hate. You a fan even when you. You a fan even when you hate. Fans oscillate. You a fan even when you. You a fan even. You a fan even when you hate. Fans oscillate. Switching up, often wait. Yeah, there it is. You heard what I said. You hear what I say. I pray often that the cost will pay. Fansley pimp, new age, and rotate. I'm friends with them, so you dissociate. Okay. Okay.
First you wanna look and then you got something to say. Say you wanna help but you're too broke to even pay. Joking about me like you do something every day. I'm token dealt to 8 so I can laugh off your dismay. So many people with opinions about me. So many people so uninteresting. Ring ring, that's why people bling bling on the beat. And here comes another shut-ching. An op is an op, so when you stop showing support, I know the way to retort. Sucker punch, beat you up before the divorce. Hurricane force, so of course we storm. It's mint salad, I was born to do porn.
There's hors d'oeuvres? There's hors?
Fuck you.
Damn right I fuck fans. Just made a band, about to blow it in Japan. Whoa. My whole wardrobe make a motherfucker wanna double up his advance. Watch me do my dance. Watch me do my motherfucking dance. Watch me do my motherfucking dance. Hey, do my dance. Hey, yo, look, mama, no hands. My homie just popped his Zan. If you never seen the light from a can of Narcan, fuck we talking about, man? Nothing. I mean, fuck it. Every inch of me is rugged. Beautiful. Fans oscillate, then they laughing at you plummet, so I ain't really tripping off of anything they frontin' up.
Nah, dog, you gotta look at my shit.
6 foot, beautiful.
Look at me.
I do this on the usual.
Look at me.
It sounded like a movie too.
Look at me.
You can press me out in public, dummy hard.
Look at me.
It's your funeral.
Yo, I remember back when you was all about my shit. My face on your wall, your clit in your hand, feeling it. Until I said something that you didn't like. You took a hike in my goodwill off into the night. What did I get in return for all I gave you? Burned at the stake, paraded and hated and chased too. Fuck you, bitch, I made you, and you gon' blame me? But without all that I gave you, you'd be a slave to your emotions and depraved, hated and unable to speak, clinging to words for relief from others like me, or your conception of my former being. You cut the cord, I never left, I'm still right here. Face me if you think you can face fear, or please disappear. Everything you hate about me, you can find in a mirror. Don't compare your face to my face, I'm not here. Yeah, it's weird when you hear all your worst stops. Once spoke I love you in your ears. Pigeonhole yourself into a little piss and roll inside my story. Personal glory appreciated by nobody. Narcissistic, self-indulgent hatred, love and fear you projected onto me because you hate yourself for being queer. In every sense that inner turbulence spewing into violence, cause you lack the common sense to embrace your inner sense. Flow along the river and allow the rest of everything to live within your breast, or it will kill you without contest. You have to rest, you have to pray 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Eat from my chest and drink from my brain, or just go oscillate.
You a fan, you a fan, you a fan, you a fan.
Recording these lines before that time. Reporting on why the life I live is mine.
I'm at my job, spitting bars on my break. Then I get home, smoke a jar, rest a shake. Looking timid cause I clock out in a minute, tryna be what I'm finna cause I can't be late for the dinner table. Everybody tryna eat on where their journey takes them. Live in silence, never speak unless it's on the paper. I'm piling things that make me weak and cut your meat the razor. I'm tryna see my thoughts in panoramic. My go right, I'm going manic. Take a shot when I'm in panic. Want a lot but didn't plan it. Get your books out, smarter revolution. Gonna make the bots look now. Haters I would take for granted. Resolve and don't resolute. Evolve like a festival, cause this the renaissance. Don't ball like the rest of you. I'm an underdog, so I know what that pressure do. I done seen it so many times, like your favorite room. Just for now, working 9 to 5 is what I gotta do. But I'm fine, now I'm trying to find what's gonna make a booth. Juggling things up in my mind that be jogging. Keep my wit, eyes on the prize. Guess I'm two prophets and meant to be what they like, cause I'm being honest. Down this lonely road, holding by my tippy toes, trying to keep the motion slow. Once I realized there's so much to go, roam and go, venture out, hold in the clutch of doubt. Told me to go move out. Home is where the heart is for my brother Kobe, rolling up this bud for my brother Kobe, doing what I must.
Grow up off that shit you hear about in horror flicks. My portrait is gorgeous and my brain is a symphony of gore and wrist flicking, bored in the noise, so I'm destroying all my toys. Living life off liquor, so forgive me if I'm hard to follow. 100 milligrams of sertraline, that's a hard pill to swallow. He keeps his head straight when the sky falls around him. He tries to keep pacing the race to the finish line. He was hiding from the problems when that fucking bottle found him. Maybe life would be different if I lived in another time. Greatest of all time, this shit's sweeter than a watermelon off the vine. North and south connected through a community online. This spew profusely till the usefulness combines. Check my rhymes. That's what you telling me. Every rapper might as well be on that check my melody. Grew up with the homies who only barter in felonies, and the 16 is a sentence that you getting indefinitely.
It's back.
Dreary, delirious, delightfully unserious, with frightful thinking cut from cloth like cheese. My gooey bars melt into all the seams. I'm like a blob of memes, the Moé the Guro queen. Analysis is me. I gave you that whole scene. I gave you everything from lit theory to critical expertise. You can't relate to me unless you've built an entire community. You can't relate to me unless you actually care. You are prepared to give up everything, impairing your ability to be the hero that you wanna see. The one that they don't know they want but need. The one holding the thing together as it's shambling. The aching motor sputtering to lift the world up on her shoulders. Boulders in the road and curves that go under the tires. Wired wrongly and inspired to try harder not to whine. And just to find the peace of mind to challenge myself, and in time become the one I need to be for all of us to survive. We're dying all of the time. We're dying all of the time. We're dying all of the time.
I'm recording these lines before bedtime, reporting on why the life I live's mine. Enjoying my waifu and friendships. Party weekly, nothing to contend with. I didn't get online to glow up. I showed up to giggle, I bow out to grow up. It's a process though, it's stomach churning. Yo, makes you nauseous, calories burning. Slow, it's Herculean, the way my man's training. Bro, he'll walk for 2 miles and swears he ain't playing. No, me on the other hand, I ain't walking. Denzel did, but I prefer straight talking. I'm high as a kite in my home as I self-med some. You know I'm feeling quite right when she says I'm handsome. In the worst shape, it's really my worst trait. When I'm in a fist fight and let loose, burst from my weight. Handgun, nah, I bought a crossbow. Video games, nah, I got a dark soul. The hollering pig beast receives the boss blow. Costco bacons is where the dono berries go. Every day I wake up, there's updates so hilarious. 500 pounds caught in stereo, reminds me of the stereos. I'll pursue this nuisance music till it blares at most. everywhere you go. My music prepares your ghost for every dose of misery that's waiting the day you overdose on self-indulgence, die and meet Satan. God bless the internet.
Yeah.
Let me say it. It introduced me to my fam. I'll unplug soon and trudge through these wastelands of sand. God bless the internet, man.
God bless the internet.
God bless the internet, man.
God bless the internet.
Amen.
All the world is the world.
One take.
It's the
Amen.
world.
Recording these lines before bedtime. Recording on wide, the life I live's mine. Recording these lines before bedtime. Recording on wide, the life I live's mine. I'm recording these lines before bedtime. Recording on wide, the life I live's mine. I'm recording these lines before bedtime. Recording on wide, the life I live's mine. I'm recording these lines before bedtime. Reporting on why the life I live's mine. I'm recording these lines before bedtime. Reporting on why the life I live's
Stop a little.
Hello, everybody. It is episode 3 of the Moé and the Guro, the show hosted by me, Trixie the Golden Witch, and joined by ItsMintSalad.
Hello. Hi. How goes it? It's been a while.
It has been a while, actually, and we'll get into exactly why. This is a show where I thought dump about things that I haven't been able to formally condense down into, like, a regular video, like a normal piece of content that, is streamlined and comprehensible to some degree. I know a lot of my content isn't even that when it is written, but, this is the live stream show where we go into my brain and Mint's brain.
Yes, all the brains. All of the dissecting of the brains. I'm very excited.
I'm always trying to pull your brain into shreds on this show. Not just hers, but the audience as well,
Paper shredder brain.
But this week, my brain was pulled through the shredder, and it's all your fault.
Oh, how is it my fault?
It's not, I don't blame you. I blame YouTube. I blame the awful system that I operate under.
Oh boy, what happened this time?
So, you have started up a career. I'm hesitant to describe in too much detail. I don't know what the trigger words are.
Well, first of all, you can find it's in my Linktree. Linktree, it's in the description below. It's ItsMintSalad, but it's a very spicy site that got just mentioning.
Well, you can't link to this site directly.
Oh, just linking it? Okay.
Linking to the site directly is what got us in trouble.
Can I, say it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, it's my Fansly at fansly.com/titsmintsalad.
Yeah.
We're
allowed to say the words, but we're not
Okay.
allowed to link it. Specifically, the link was highlighted. It happened on one of your videos as well, even though it had been linked on a bunch. We found out the rules are like a link tree, which is like a layer of abstraction, is different from just linking straight to a website where it's like boob.
Honestly,
YouTube.
Linktree is much better.
Yeah.
You can have all the links there.
It makes more sense, especially, if you're doing all kinds of stuff on lots of different platforms, which you are. ItsMintSalad on Insta, Twitter, Fansly is titsmintsalad.
Yeah,
that's where you also have that on Twitter as like your NSFW account. You do art commissions, so you've always got artwork coming up on Twitter.
Oh
and Insta.
yeah, always. I've got to say, I've been doing a lot of the modeling stuff recently.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty fun, honestly. I've enjoyed a lot of it. I can't wait to get back to the commissions though. Honestly, it's gonna be great. Like when I get more time to do that.
Always excited to get to draw.
Always. I'm always excited to draw. Drawings is so fun.
The most recent thing I saw you do was like a t-shirt, like a guy, I guess it was like a guy was making a t-shirt out of his wife as a D&D character or something, and like it was like 3 characters, like it just looked cool as hell.
Yeah, it was his wife with 2 Viking women on the side of him. That was the commission.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun draw.
You've got a thing for drawing big titties.
Oh, aren't the big titties the best to draw? They really are. I mean,
the passion is there. Every time. When the subject goes to titties, the passion is always there from ItsMintSalad.
Just because, okay, the passion is so big because the titties are so big. You gotta correlate the amount of titty with the amount of passion and the amount of sexiness. So, big old titty on a tiny, well, not even necessarily tiny, but at least like small-waisted woman. Big old hips too. Boom, perfect. Awesome sauce. I love that shit. Anyway,
is it a coincidence that you like women that kind of have the same figure as yourself? Is this like a narcissism thing, or like what's do you find yourself attractive, I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
I do find myself attractive. And if you do find me attractive, you can check out my fansly.com/titsmintsalad. So yeah, somehow I like women who look like me / built like me. So I guess that's the answer to that question.
I've been impressed with your modeling career. Since we've been hanging out this week, I've gotten to see you actually doing your sets and being like, oh my god, like, she's literally
observing.
a model.
Yeah.
Like, we've known each other for 2 years, and, like, obviously, I always knew that you were, like, attractive, but you were never, like, you know, doing it as a career. And
it was definitely, like, a switch up for sure. It was, past couple of years, I kind of grew from not wanting to be on camera at all, like, trying to, like, shirk away from being, like, on void chases, rather, to being like, oh, I'm here I am. I have my own YouTube channel where I host. I'm the main one. I'm the main star.
The Mint Salad Sauce Show, where you do daily movie reviews.
Daily. If you want to watch something daily, go to ASC
Literally
Presents.
daily.
Yeah, on YouTube.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
You just did Pulgasari today, which is like an obscure
Pulgasari,
North
which
Korean
is
Godzilla clone.
It's the best film ever. Honestly, I was captured by North Korea themselves. Actually, Kim Jong-il himself. He's dead already, but I was captured by him. But he was like, hey, you gotta review this movie. And I was like, I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. So I did. I gave it the, actually, I'm not gonna spoil what rating I gave it. You have to go watch the review. But I'm telling you, the backstory of this review, Pulgasari, the director was kidnapped.
How did you find out about this movie? Like, why do you even know?
I did a commentary track with good old pal. First of all, it was at Stuff Like Hearts, or Johanna from Hack the Movies, or Tony from Hack the Movies. I did it with them too on their
well,
both of them were on it, but it was on Castilla versus the Pod Monster.
Right, so that's their show. So
and also Riley was there too.
So to break down what you're explaining, there's a YouTube show called Hack the Movies, run by a guy called Tony.
Yeah,
who we're friends with.
He's very
really
famous.
Cool, and we hung out with them at Too Many Games this weekend, which we're going to be talking about later on this stream. But Tony and one of his main co-hosts, Johanna, have another show called Castilla versus the Pod Monster that you guested on to talk about Pulgasari.
Yeah, about a little bit less than a year ago, but it's still up there. It's a great episode. I listened to it recently. I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. Crazy stuff is happening here. You gotta go watch it. Anyway, how are you?
I haven't seen it, so I've only heard your description of it, which mostly made me think Pulgasari is a very bad guy, and you want to be friends with him a lot.
He's such a friendly fellow. I mean, come on. He's so nice.
So, talking about your new found sex work, got my YouTube channel taken down.
Congratulations.
And I think it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty weird. Like, the YouTube guidelines are extremely, like, unclear and vague. I mean, at this point, Like I never got an email that was like, hey, there's this new site called Fansly, and if you link it in the description of your videos, we're going to take them, you're gonna get a channel strike, you know? Like, why couldn't that have just been a memo?
That's...
We caught this, I think it was Tony who was first to say, like, oh, I could have told you that was going to happen. We were like, well,
I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I mean, Fansly isn't just for, like, lewd sex work stuff. You can use it for literally anything. You can have, like, a cooking channel on there. Or, like...
Well, in your video, your content is not, like, full nude. You
no,
don't show
it's
nipples.
not full nude.
You don't show the, you don't give away the goods, basically. You give away everything
Non-nude modeling. But
yeah, like, I mean, yeah, well, it's just modeling. I mean, all modeling is, like, basically, like, you know, if you open up any magazine and look at the swimsuit models, they're wearing the same things you're wearing. They might not doing as lewd of poses if they're just trying to sell a swimsuit, but you know, there's definitely the spicy sets that you could get into where
just a little spicy.
Yeah,
but you know, like
that's
how
for the high rollers, the people who really want to taste that mint salad, that spicy mint salad. What would be in a spicy mint salad? Like,
jalapeno, ghost pepper, cayenne pepper. Other peppers, bell pepper,
spicy fucking mint salad,
habanero pepper.
I'm gonna die.
The Carolina pepper.
You gotta put in. You ever heard of there's these stores that are just like hot sauce stores that you have to like sign a waiver to taste the ultimate hot sauce, and they'll give you like a drop. I think it's just called like the drop or something like that. They'll give you a chip with a drop on it. And there's one of these in Boston, and me and my friends who tried it, it put me out in the snow, shoveling snow into my face for like 15 minutes, trying to fucking stop the burn. And then I made the mistake of not thoroughly washing my hands before using the bathroom, and so I had the burn, like I had a disease. It was not pleasant.
Oh my goodness.
It's worse when you get spicy stuff like anywhere else on your body, because like your mouth at least has some use to it. Everywhere else is just like, oh God, what is fucking happening? No.
I have a story similar to that, but instead I walked 15 minutes to a Starbucks to get water instead of shoveling water in my mouth. I mean, snow in my mouth. But yeah, crazy. Just wow. Just wow.
Just wow.
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking
sad
about
now.
the thought that like the sex work is taken like as such a when I think about the fact that like I've talked about so much shit on this YouTube channel, and I feel like the weird tangents that I go on, and all the like psychological detours, and all of the like, I don't know, violent media I describe, and all the like stuff that's just a lot worse than like promoting the fact that my friend makes money by like having good tits on the internet. And then I lost all privileges for a week. I could not post any community posts. I couldn't do any videos. I couldn't do any live streams. I just had literally no capabilities for an entire week based on this strike. Now, granted, this is my second community guidelines strike, so it wasn't a warning. That was why it was like this. The other one, though, is also confounding, because it was based on my Otakon footage, and it was like a like basically on YouTube, if you have like children in a video that haven't signed like a waiver or something, then they can say that it's like a child endangerment thing. But I was press at Otakon, and as press, you can film everybody inside that convention. They have actually signed off by being there to be filmed by the press. But, like, YouTube did not ask for if I had press credentials before they went and flagged the video, they had somebody reported it, saying like, oh, this is, I don't know, whatever they said. And then YouTube went and took it down because there was, probably kids in the video. There was hundreds and hundreds of people in the video because it was filmed at a convention. So it's like, it's just like there's no reprieve. There's no like arguing with the system. There's no like way for them to check and make sure that they're not like heinously screwing you over by just listening to whatever person flags the video. And I'm sure that like the reason that the Fansly, like both of us got hit at like the same time, and we both put the link in more than one video before we got hit with it. So I think somebody had reported both channels, and like, just YouTube saw that there was a link there and then struck it.
Yeah, or maybe it was just like, it was just like just another random flag thing. Like, oh,
Could be.
flag, video, checking random video. Oh, this has a link. Not good. Okay, you get email now. That's what I think would happen, but that's just me being an optimist.
I'm always, always a little worried because I don't know what YouTube's going to, like, whose side they're going to take in any argument. You get a copyright strike, almost never will they take your side.
I know what side they're taking. It's YouTube's side.
Yeah, it's YouTube's side. Good point. There's also Odyssey, which is a very helpful website. That's a blockchain-based video upload site that won't take anything down at all.
I haven't really heard much about them.
It's like, basically, I'm not going to explain the blockchain technology and how that works, but
Odyssey.
The main thing about Odyssey is that they're like extremist free speech absolutist platform where they're just like, yeah, we're not going to take anything down. It's everything goes. And it's got like a automatic monetization system. It's actually got a system where everything I upload to YouTube is automatically uploaded there. So
cool. Literally
all of my content is on Odyssey that is on YouTube. But also I can upload stuff there that I can't hear. So like, I've had the couple like the Cowboy Bebop and the Eureka 7 video where it was like, in order for it to get past Content ID, I had to just fuck up the footage. And like the way I've always written scripts is like I'm writing specifically about these scenes in the show. There's no like more sensical thing to show you than just exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. So my editing has always been pretty straightforward, especially in these types of videos like the Eureka 7 and Cowboy Bebop one, where it's like going through moment by moment and literally fucking describing what's happening analytically. Yeah. So it's like there are ways I can fuck with the footage or recontextualize it or, put it up in a corner, put it behind a TV, put a character in front of it, do something to make it seem like it's not just the footage of the show, but like it gets to a point where in order to get it onto YouTube, it just has to look fucked.
Yeah.
And like, again, it's like there's no... I can't just use other footage because the script is written around showing that stuff, So it's like at best I can just give you like a really crippled looking version of it and just kind of be like, well, okay. I mean, if you're willing to sit through this version, I guess go ahead. But
how do you cripple it? Do you use wacky filters? Like
well, for these last two, I put a TV overlay on them.
Okay.
So basically, because of the fact that, most... well, this didn't actually really help me in the case of these two shows, but with a lot of modern anime, the reason I will use an old-school TV overlay is that modern shows are in 16:9 aspect ratio, and the old TV isn't. And rather than put it in, like, widescreen, I just, like, have it fill the screen so that part of it just isn't there, and so there's, like, a whole, outer rim of footage that's just being cut off. Which makes it way easier to get past Content ID.
Okay.
But you can still usually see like most of the central part of the image, or at least like one of the thirds that things are usually stationed in. So it doesn't look totally fucking heinous, but it's still just not as good as...
It gets past it just enough. Just enough.
And the funny thing is, like, it looks kind of aesthetically cool. So it's not as though, like, if I just edited the video as normal and then put it inside of, like, a retro TV, there's a lot of people who would probably just think that was an improvement over, like, not doing so. There's also people who would think, well, that's just like you're just like adding something that didn't need to be there to what you're talking about, you know?
It's like, but it did, because the video wouldn't have been up otherwise.
Well, in this case, yeah, but the problem is that, like, I have to fuck up, like, if it was just the footage in the TV, that would be cool, but it's the TV being used to, horribly bastardize the footage as opposed to just show it as normal, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah. YouTube has always been a bastard. This is not the first time I've lost posting privileges for one reason or another, or lost my whole... I've lost my whole channel 3 times before.
That's a lot.
Where, like, I had to wait for 2 weeks for a appeal to go through to rescue me from the 3rd strike I had received. And these are all cases where I'm lucky enough that I had time to appeal to the 2nd strike before the 3rd one came, where you're just shut down and then you have no access. So if you got 3 strikes all at once, your channel's just gone and you don't really know if you'll ever get it back. You could lead an email campaign or something.
No.
It's worked for some people, but, like, you know, so each time that my channel went down, I thought it could come back because of the fact that I had submitted appeals. But the first time, it was so harrowing of an experience that I just spent a month doing nothing but watching Game Grumps, all of it. I just watched all of Game Grumps. You ever watch all of Game Grumps?
No, because there is a lot of Game Grumps. I haven't even
What's your favorite Game Grumps era?
Oh.
I have to imagine you're more of a Danny Sexbang than a John Tron
Yeah,
fan.
I mean, I watched Game Grumps after Danny Sexbang, so I only knew Game Grumps during that period.
You never, like, went back and watched the old stuff?
I watched some John Tron. I was like, this isn't Danny Sexbang.
This ain't Danny Sexbang.
I mean, like, I'm also,
a lot of
like,
people's reaction to him was, well,
well,
this isn't John Tron.
Well,
But, no,
I'm
I
the
understand.
exact person to have Ninja Sex Party as, like, one of their favorite bands. And I'm
why
a big
is that?
fan.
Why do you consider yourself the exact person?
Okay, first of all, Danny Sexbang, perfect pitch. And
Okay.
he sings great covers. Have you ever heard him sing Safety Dance?
I don't know if I have heard that one, actually.
There's Safety Dance is the second. There's the entire. Well, okay, my favorite albums by them are the Volume 2 and Volume 3 of their cover albums, because I really like their cover albums. I've listened to of their original songs, and it's like, okay, I like your original songs. Danny, Don't You Know is a rad. It's awesome, but I mean, especially like some of the earlier stuff, like some of the classic stuff. It's like, yeah, rad. But I'm a big fan of the covers, because it's like they're also choosing the covers based on what they heard in their childhood. They have specific memories associated with those covers, and so they're just playing it with the passion that they got, and the passion is awesome. And have you ever just heard him talk? Man, he's cool.
I mean,
he seems like he has like the coolest perspective on things. He didn't lose his virginity and he was like 22 or 23, which means he comes from humble beginnings. He feels somewhat uncomfortable winning. That's an Eminem bar.
I always just think about the line where I don't remember if it's Brian's a ninja and Danny's a hot Jew. If that's
correct.
Yeah, that's like just in my mind. Anytime I think Ninja Sex Party, I just think it's the the ninja and the hot Jew. That's the band.
Yeah. The killer ninja. And the hot sex addict Jewish man. Specifically.
If We Were Gay is a classic. What's your favorite Ninja Sex Party song? Dinosaur Laser Fight. plays in my head all the time. still to
69,
this day.
69.
Okay.
It is 8 minutes long, but it is the best 8 minutes of your life.
FYI, I want to F your A. This is a perfect track still to this day.
Yes.
If I may say so myself. I hope you enjoyed the Sucker Punch songs that we played at the start of the show. I realized that I didn't actually bring it up, but we introed with our latest two songs because we're both part of a hip hop supergroup.
Yeah, we are.
What has it been like to rap? You just started like recently and you're good already. It's unnerving.
It is harder to rap on beat than it is with the metronome. I'm weird like that.
That's normal. Everybody
like with it's you.
Wait.
You can do it with the metronome. You can rap with the metronome.
Are you saying that you find it hard to rap with the metronome?
I find it hard to rap with the beat, but easy to rap with the metronome.
That's more normal. The metronome exists specifically for that reason.
Yeah, but some people consider the metronome to be very annoying, which is why they don't like to use it, but they like to use the beat.
Yeah, but everybody will do better if they have a metronome playing, is the thing. Like, they don't want to hear it because they don't want to get overly fixated on it.
Well, that's the point. You're supposed to get in with the groove of the metronome. You're supposed to be like, yeah, I can really feel the beat, you know? Just like that.
For me, it just kind of blends in. Like, I mean, again, I can rap on beat, so, like, that's, you know, the metronome to me is just, like, one more symbol that's in there somewhere, basically, you know?
I get it. As somebody who's very bad at rapping on the beat, just the metronome is, like, it's good to have, like, some sort of, like, consistent key thing, just, like, I can pace my words around the beat. It's pretty nice and even.
I'm gonna rap to that little hand flow.
Exactly.
Going on. What's going on with the metronome?
The metronome.
In the zone. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah, Sucker Punch, we played Fans Oscillate, which is a song about how fans always be switching sides. You know what I mean? Literally, they oscillate. You
fan even when you hate, fans oscillate. Someone switch it up. Often wait. Yeah.
And then the latest song that we released today is Dairon's World Expanded, because Dairon Miller, who's part of our group, has this phenomenal album from earlier this year, I think, called
I think it was last year.
God Bless the Internet.
Oh yeah.
And
great.
He had a song called Dairon's World, and we expanded it, and now it's this big, long 6.5-minute opus of just straight.
It's
fire
no longer
bars.
Dairon's World; it's Dairon's Universe. But it's not called Dairon's Universe.
It's just Dairon's World Expanded. We haven't gotten to the universe scale yet, because if you try to get our whole universe out there, it's gonna be.
That could be an idea. Big brain.
Big brain.
Yeah.
Big brain. Too big. It's gonna swallow the.
Just
void.
like the song.
My ideas are like a black hole. It's just a constant gravity well, you know.
Amazing.
So, when the YouTube channel was down, it happened to go down at fairly good timing for me because I was going to be out of town for like most of it.
Yeah.
Hanging out with you.
Yeah, we hung out together. How was it like? Did you have the good time?
I did.
Good.
Actually, I had like the best time. Like,
yeah, the best time.
Like, it's hard to, like, I've had a lot of times where there's like lots of good stuff happened, but also kind of like shitty stuff or mid parts, and so the whole thing is kind of like a mixed bag.
Yeah.
This time it was just like so much cool and good shit happened that I was like, it was like hard to believe. It was like, wow, am I really like just like having a big W all weekend? Like, this is cool.
Took a big W right on the weekend.
Well, it was just like like I showed up. So we went to too many games. If it wasn't clear, it's a convention in Pennsylvania at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center that is run by Screenwave Media, or this year it was Retroware Media, and which is like the same thing, I think. And they are the basically company that owns and operates Cinemassacre, which is the company of James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd, who is like the OG of the entire scene
Emphasis
of everything
on
I
nerd.
do. Yes. Well, he is the nerd. He is the nerd. If you're talking about a nerd online, you're talking about AVGN, the nerd.
Yeah.
Actually at the Retroware booth at Too Many Games, they had a stand-up arcade cabinet of the Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures
Oh yeah.
video game, which is, you know, like a 8-bit style parody thing. I've owned that game forever and never played it, but when I finally saw that, I was like, well, now I have to. So I beat the first level, and it was fun.
Good.
Somebody took video of me playing it because I was dressed as Gwenpool all weekend. I have to say, this was so I've never cosplayed before. This is my first cosplay convention.
Wow.
You've cosplayed a bunch.
Yes, I have. Last year I did Harley Quinn. This year I did Harley Quinn again, but improved. Even more
Improved?
better now.
Do you think you did a better Harley Quinn this year than last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked the, well, they both have their advantages and disadvantages, honestly.
You were just really in character last year.
Yeah.
There were videos of this, right? Is this in like the Patreon exclusive videos where you did all the interviews and stuff? ASE Daily?
Yeah.
Were any of
Yeah, I
those
believe so.
public facing videos where she's at Harley Quinn interviewing people?
The Harley Quinn stuff's gonna be on Tony's Patreon.
I meant from last year. Last year's Too Many Games when she interviewed.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's on Tony's Patreon.
Ah.
Okay.
gonna be.
It's going to
to
be on
Tony
Tony's
from Hack the Movies
Patreon.
Patreon.
At patreon.com/hackthemovies. You can see it there.
Cool.
Soon.
To upload it.
He hasn't uploaded it yet.
He's gonna upload it after this year.
Cool. So yeah, last year you were Harley. I just remember last year you did a lot of interviews in character as
Yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Each time I started it off with, it's the ItsMintSalad, and I'm here with blank. And how's the convention?
This was at the same time as I was doing the interviews that were in the Anime Alphabet Full Metal Alchemist video, which wasn't the only show I asked people about, but it was the only one I got great answers about. And so that ended up being in a video.
That's fun.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily an anime convention. It's Too Many Games. It's very gaming focused.
Who knew that too many games would have too many gamers?
Well, it's really interesting because different cons have different levels of bleed through. We're like Otakon specifically, it's otaku convention, which doesn't mean anime fan. It means obsessive nerd. Like an otaku in Japan, like if you're obsessed with trains, you're a train otaku. You know, so like
Wouldn't that just be autistic?
yes.
Okay.
Otaku, well, specifically, actually, it does kind of specifically mean that because the way the word originated was to describe, otaku is a way of like referring to yourself that's very old-fashioned, and there was this article making fun of like the growing trend of these like hobbyist anime fans that was talking about guys who like keep their head down and mutter like otaku as they're like referring to themselves.
Yeah.
And so that was the stereotype that was like this, you know, popular article made fun of. And then and this was in like the late 80s. So then this studio called Gainax, which made Evangelion and a bunch of other good stuff, they took to the moniker. They were like, no, we are the otaku anime studio. We are the obsessive anime fans, and we're going to make our own anime. And so they made a show called Otaku no Video in 1990. And it's this 2-episode OVA that's it's really fucking fun, but it combines live action interviews with former otaku who all have like their faces blurred out and their voices all fucked up.
Huh?
Yeah. It's always obvious that they're like still deeply into it, but none of them wants to talk about it. But it cuts between this series of interviews and then like an animated like story about a guy like who's just like a normal Chad on the tennis team.
Oh, so this is like
college.
Arthur. You know how Arthur has the animated part and the part where they talk to the children about the episode?
I didn't know Arthur had that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
Arthur has that in every episode. Well, now you know.
If you know, you know. And I didn't know. So yeah. it's more intercut, like because it's only 2 episodes and each one's like 45 minutes long, so it's like a bunch of little interviews and a bunch of little continuations of the story. But it's like Chad, tennis player guy, falls in with the otaku crowd and it slowly ruins his life, and everybody stops respecting him, and he's like, well, why the fuck should I not be respected just because I'm into anime? God damn it, we're going to build our own studio and we're going to build like until we accomplish everything ourselves. And it's this epic journey. They get undercut at one point, and they fucking have to rebuild everything from scratch, and they only have one animator, an artist, but
sounds difficult. The life of an otaku.
We're gonna have to watch this at some point because it's close to my own mission as a studio builder.
Oh.
Because I've got you as my only animator, so
it's very relatable to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty relatable story for both of us, I think.
I bet.
But yeah, Otaku no Video is great, and it became a minor cultural phenomenon in America among people who were discovering anime and that culture, and so that's what Otakon was named after. That's where. Like, the popularization of the word otaku is basically because of the fact that the biggest convention named itself after this OVA. So every Otakon, they start off by playing Otaku no Video, and they end it by playing Otaku no Video. If you catch it.
That's a nice, ripe tradition.
Yeah.
That's noble. That's
it's a
nice.
great con. I've been a whole lot of times.
Where's it at?
It's usually in Baltimore. The last couple years it was in DC because they were renovating the Baltimore Convention Center. I think it's in DC this year. I should know this
nuts.
because I have press credentials. I get the emails about it.
Oh, nice.
But in any case, yeah, it's a great con, and I've loved it in both cities. And that's like my kind of standard I judge all other conventions against, because going to Otakon in 2008 was at the time the best weekend of my life. That was like the gold standard everything else had to live up to for a long time.
Yeah.
That was when I was 16 in 2008. But it so happened that it was my birthday on the Friday, the first day of the proper day of the convention. And that day, the band Jam Project, which is like an anime opening song band, was performing, and they played my favorite anime opening song as like the second to last, part of their big fucking climax. So, and like aside from all that though, just like to me, going into a con for the first time and just seeing like hundreds of or even thousands of cosplayers walking around was such a mind fucking blowing experience, because every single one was like, oh my god, there's somebody dressed as them?
Oh, man.
I can't believe it.
I've only been to...
Can't believe it.
Wow, I can't believe it. I've only been to 2 cons. They were both too many games, and I would say the cosplay percentage is like 20 to 30% there. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, probably even less than 20%.
Okay.
Maybe like 10-15%.
What was the percentage of Otakon?
Otakon probably is closer to 20 to 25%. It is pretty, because there's lots of people who go to cons like that just to cosplay.
Okay.
And like there'll be whole halls where it's just like people in the costumes that are so big they can't fucking do anything really. But there'll like be a big open area where those guys are all kind of hanging out. And then, like, on the schedule for Otakon, like, every hour in like 2 or 3 different halls is a cosplay gathering going on. So it'll be like Hunter cosplay gathering. And basically they'll cycle through, like, okay, all the Hisokas go in. Okay, all the Gons go in. Okay, if a Gon and Killua want to do a scene. And then, like, they just do all these little photo ops with whoever's there. And then...
Interesting.
Yeah. So, like, if we went to a con like that and we're, both in Marvel costumes, then we'll be part of the big Marvel photo set,
Yeah. Sounds like a blast.
It is a blast. And I can't wait to do more of it, because I was never confident to do cosplay because I'm the type who wants to do a character I actually look like. And I know it's, like, there's tons and tons of cosplayers who... I'm not gonna like begrudge anybody who's doing their own mixed version of it, because a lot of them are fucking awesome. Like I've seen tons of people do their own unique take on characters that rule, and it's like it's not anybody's fault if like they don't have characters they like that really look like them, or if their favorite doesn't really look like you. But for me, it's always like, I have that kind of narcissism where like I can't look at myself doing it wrong and be okay with it. So like and pre-transition, when I saw myself as a long-haired guy, surprisingly there's not a lot of long-haired guy anime characters. I had thought there were growing up because I watched a lot of Inuyasha, but mostly it's just Inuyasha has a lot of long-haired guys in it. And maybe it was like a little bit more trendy in the early 2000s in anime, but like it kind of fell off. And like the only options I had was like from Fullmetal Alchemist pretty much. But I never did any of that. I wanted to cosplay the main character from Garzy's Wing for a long time as a laugh. I'll have to show you that sometime too. It's really funny. But yeah, so I finally did Gwenpool, and it went really well, and basically the thing that shocked me the most is I've been to conventions where people wanted to take a picture with me because of me being an internet personality. Yeah. Nobody knew who I was in the Gwenpool outfit. I was, like almost completely concealed. I was wearing huge false breasts. So,
massive mommy milkers over here.
Yes, I had
they were massive.
Gigantic mommy milkers. D-cup
they
boobies.
were 32 triple H. That was the cup size.
No,
yeah, it was.
Triple H.
Her back was hurting the entire time.
That is true. I did have back pain, and I truly understood the back pain thing. But I think it's also partly because it was so sudden. It's like I didn't.
Yeah, you
there was
didn't
no
like
easing
muscle.
in period here. Yeah.
Yeah, for clarification, my back has never hurt because of my massive milkers. I'm not a mommy, so they're not massive mommy milkers. However, my back has never hurt because I do back exercises.
So
that's how you get.
For clarification, do you consider mine to be mommy milkers when I've got the titties? Because you said that, and then you clarified that yours were not mommy milkers. So does that mean mine are?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because you are older. Therefore, the mommy of both of us. So you have the massive mommy milkers. Well, I only have the massive milkers. I go cow, moo. That's why I have the milkers. But anyway, I was gonna say, but yeah, I don't have any back pain, specifically because I exercise my back. I do lower back exercises, to be clear, and abdominals. Have a good core. Stay exercising, and you can have them big titties without back pain.
I will tell you, I had the least back I had back pain in the upper back because of the titties, but I had the least lower back pain that I've had in months being at too many games, because I was on my feet basically nonstop for 4 days. Like, we got very little sleep. We had tons of stuff to do. Because we are hanging out at, like, the after parties we can't talk about and stuff like that, like...
Not to mention that
stuff.
Our hotel was in Jersey, was in a place... It was an hour away.
Right, we had a faraway hotel because we booked late.
It was too far away. It was like, we kept...
That cut into the sleep time, for sure.
Yeah, we kept getting in at, like, 4 or 5 in the morning and having to leave around, like, 9 or 10. Or 11.
That window sounds more reasonable when you say it than I remember it actually feeling at the time.
It was
we did a lot.
It was so much travel time.
Managed to somehow
9 a.m. is not reasonable.
5 a.m. to
9 a.m.
5 to 9 is not reasonable.
Well,
okay, fair enough.
I
don't know that I slept
think
like that many hours every day, but it was like whatever sleep there was, it was like.
I
felt
do
like
remember.
That, like,
yeah, I just remember
very
being
suddenly
like,
gone and very suddenly up and back out the door.
Lots of coffee those days.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But a lot of it was just like because we were just trying to see like what all is there to do at this convention, what all can be done. Because what's so exciting to me about conventions is that there's just fucking constantly, literally. Like endless amounts of, I was trying to pick a number, but the number's too high. Everything is happening all at once. it's just a room full of like 15,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 if you're at Anime Expo, which you shouldn't be. It's 100,000 people walking around in 99-degree downtown LA, full of fucking homeless people, like with their heads bleeding out, asking you for cigarettes.
They got their priorities straight if they're asking for cigarettes. They got their heads bleeding.
There was a lot of people in bad conditions in the streets of LA. LA is an unfortunate place.
Yeah. It's sad.
Especially
honestly.
in the summer where it's just like unfucking believable tarmac hot, like at all times. Anime Expo is like the least fun convention I've been to, and I was like a slant guest there where it was like I think they did pay for my travel and hotel. Maybe they just paid for the hotel and I had to pay for the travel. I think that's what it was. Because I was not like a full ride guest. It was like I was an influencer guest, which was like a lower tier. But it still meant that I got to use certain hallways that let me bypass like the congestion.
Oh, you got access to shortcut hallways over here?
Yeah, like there's like a third floor that only you could use if you had the passes, and like if not for that, there's just no fucking way I would have done like anything. The halls were just not moving. The convention center is not built for the amount of people that are. When was
this?
This was for me. It was 2017, and
okay.
I've never heard of it getting any better.
This is before the Corona time, so I'm actually quite curious as to what it looks like now.
It's a big den of people having coronavirus, according to the reports I've heard. It was a super spreader event.
Gee, if there's 100,000 people there, I wonder why.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
Anime
people
Expo
there.
Sucks. I would still go if they wanted to pay for me to, like, if they wanted to pay for everything for me and my friends all to go, like, but I would want to be like a 5-person full ride out to California before I'd really give a fuck, because it really was a nightmare otherwise. Great networking opportunity though. Every anime YouTuber was there that year.
It is called Anime Expo.
But yeah, Too Many Games is fun because it brings in a really diverse crowd of people who are tangentially related to video games in one way or another.
Not to mention that there are too many games. I mean, there are a lot of games there that you can play, like arcade. Cabinets.
Well, yeah, so like one whole room is just an arcade of like nothing but like there's one half like cabinets and then one half tables that have different consoles set up to them, and then there's like tournaments going on in like Guitar Hero and Smash and Mario Kart, and then there's like a main stage where they do concert performances and the bigger guests, and then a bunch of like smaller stages that have like panels that are usually like YouTubers who talk about like YouTubers that are popular in that sphere or are related in some way to the company that runs the convention, and then like a massive dealer's room / artist's alley, and there's like a wrestling rink because they do cosplay pro wrestling.
Oh
Sundays,
yeah,
which,
that was there for this. I didn't see it last year, so this is a new thing this year, or at least I might have been
It was there
blind.
last year. We just missed it.
It was oh well.
Yeah. I saw them.
That
taking
means we
down
weren't
the
as
stage
cool last year as we were this year.
No, yeah, exactly. But I would love to do some cosplay pro wrestling. I've been monkeying around on monkey bars and stuff. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to throw myself through some fucking tables.
Just being on monkey bars makes you a cosplay pro wrestler.
Before. Well, I don't cosplay, and I haven't done any pro wrestling, but I would be down. I think I could do
I
it.
want to do pro wrestling.
It looks like a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Are you a big wrestling pro
Are you going to let
fan?
me put you through a table?
What? I'll put you through a table. I don't know if you can carry me.
I could definitely carry you.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to test that right now because we don't have space. But
no.
In any case, yeah, we we got to cosplay. It was my first time. I got a lot of pictures taken of me the first day because I was the only Gwenpool there. A lot of people said I was the first Gwenpool they'd ever seen as a cosplay. And, you know, I just looked good in the costume. So it was pretty nice. It was kind of a pain in the fucking ass costume, too. Because, okay, so proportionally, you know, aside from the fact that that I don't have a let's say a regular woman's body, I have a long ass torso. Like just compared to anybody, period. Like more of my body is torso than leg.
Yeah, most women's bodies are a lot of women's bodies I observe are like kind of like in the middle. Like, my torso's shorter than my legs, but I've seen women with long torsos before.
Certainly, like, I think it's more common to have a shorter torso than legs, especially for women.
Yeah.
But I have, like, an exceptionally long torso. And so, I knew I would not, like, based on the size chart, I knew I would need to wear, like, the large size of the actual, like, jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Which was the right decision. It fit mostly pretty well. It was a little bit loose on like the sides, but like the, you know, the shoulders and everything was correct. But all of the straps were for someone much larger than me. So I had to have safety pins on fucking everything on the, like all these goddamn, because I don't know if you've seen Deadpool / Gwenpool's design, but it's a lot of fucking belts and shit.
Yeah.
And pouches.
It's a little unfortunate.
So yeah, that made it a bit of pain in the ass. The other thing is that I had to take all of it off to use the bathroom. And nobody on the internet has like met me and knows how much I use the bathroom. I mean, do you think I'm like an abnormal amount of a peer or something? Like, people have told me that, but I don't know
if you
it's
drink a lot of
true.
water, then it is a normal
I don't drink
amount.
that much water. But...
Then for somebody who does not drink that much water, it is a lot.
I had to, like, removing all of the straps and belts and everything with safety pins meant that it was like every single time was just like absolute rush and fury to like get it off. So but yeah, the main things that we ended up doing at Too Many Games, we were involved in filming various things because we were there to help Riley, who was conscripted as like cameraman for specifically the Rex Viper concert that went on during Saturday night, which is James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd, has a whole rock band with 3 guys named James in it out of the 6 members.
James, and Adam.
And I think that's the core members, and then there's other people who kind of come in and out. But we had seen their show last year. I got engaged during their show last year.
Amazing.
You know, and I had the chance, like, we have a photo with the whole band and everything. Got to meet him. It was cool.
It was very cute.
And then this year we ended up operating the cameras for their show, so it was an interesting like parallel. And I'm standing there holding the camera when suddenly they open up with Supersonic, which is a Bad Religion cover that I did not expect because it was their new song, and I was like, this is one of my favorite songs, and I'm suddenly hearing it live. I wasn't expecting this, so I'm like trying not to headbang while I'm like recording a show.
It was definitely high energy, high hype.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, they're sort of a fresh band, but they definitely bring the like intensity when they perform. The singer in particular is always like, all right, I gotta fucking like give absolutely everything to this.
Also, during the show they didn't have their keyboard wasn't working, so part of the
he was like
one of the
singing.
songs was like one of the songs opened with a keyboard, and so he was just like do 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 do, like not actually that song, but you know that he was doing that, and it was great. It was honestly awesome.
I enjoyed it a lot. And then we also filmed Kieran's panel.
Yeah.
Kieran is part of
with
the
5
team.
E's, by the way.
He's a streamer, and he had a panel about cringe. It was the Wheel of Cringe. Yeah, he's the editor for AVGN's show.
Specifically.
And he had this incredible, like, spinning. He had a giant, like, wheel full of all these just cringy circumstances that people had to come up and spin, like a Wheel of Fortune. It was
beautiful.
Game.
It was so beautiful.
And then, like, guess a letter on a, like, you know, again, it's a Wheel of Fortune parody. I enjoyed it a lot, except that people are unbelievable with the guesses. People were guessing the same letter over and over again.
Pretty much my story with this was one of the scoreboards. Pretty much immediately, it was like, oh, it's Tony from Hack the Movies is the answer. And it was very frustrating to watch no one guess it for a while. Because it's like, oh, this is very obvious.
But you didn't want to be the one to call it out and be like...
Yeah, I was just like, you know what, I'd rather just, like, have people guess it just to see how long it would take for people to guess, which is a long time.
People... there was a few of them that were just like, come on. That guy already said A, literally right before you. But I still enjoyed the panel a whole lot.
It was a great panel. It was fun.
And then, we met the people who make... We met the people who make Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Yeah. They were incredible. Bird ended up in one of Brandon Rogers' YouTube videos. If you go to his video, Dads at Conventions, or Parents at Conventions, where he's playing the character Dad, it's a fucking hilarious 1.5 minute video. Yeah. And halfway through, because of the fact that Bird was on the Defender team, one of the, like, people who, you know, runs all the stuff at the con.
Yeah.
There's a part where Brandon's, like, trying to sneak... He's got, like, a wall of badges on, none of which are a Too Many Games badge. And Bird has to, like, check his badge, and then he tries to run by, and then Bird's just dragging him through the convention hall for a while, wearing a fucking Kill La Kill hat.
Skit. I love it.
It was incredible. Also, you were on the Hack the Movies panel.
Yeah, I was.
You were a panelist for the first time.
Yeah, it was my first panel. It was a
second convention, and you are already on a panel. That's incredible.
Last year I technically crashed the Hack the Movies signing. That doesn't really count. But this was my first year doing a panel, and I was like, wow, I can't believe it. This is craziness. It was honestly, it was a little well, there wasn't, like, a ton of nerves to it, but it was, like, just seeing all the faces out there.
Have you ever done that type of public speaking before? Like,
no. I mean, not, like, me on a panel. I've definitely performed in front of a bunch of people, like, playing trombone.
Okay.
Like
that's similar.
Max 1,000 people.
You've played trombone in front of 1,000 people.
That was baritone, and that was during drum corps, specifically at the Denver Stadium. That was the largest congregation.
Were you like in a competition or something?
Yes, it wasn't a competition, but that was to bring it back. It was like a different type of performance, which was a little, like, I was a little nervous because it was like, will I be funny and witty? And the answer was, what do you think?
I don't remember you saying much, to be honest, but I think you were funny the couple of times that... I remember you telling some kind of story that I ended up filming. Oh, man, but I don't remember what it was about. Well, it'll probably be in an episode of ASE Daily, the Patreon exclusive vlog series on
patreon.com/ASE Presents. Yeah, there. What else is it? So yeah, I was on the panel, and it was really fun. It was really fun. It was mostly, like, questions from the audience, because this year a very famous YouTuber, Tony from Hack the Movies, was like, hey, I'm too famous. I do not have anything planned this year, so we're going to take some Q&As. And so we did some Q&As, and we talked about movies and such. And some of the movies I had not seen, so I was like, oh, I don't have much to say about this. But some of the movies I did have something to say, if anything. But it was a fun panel. I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely would do it again because paneling is fun. I want to talk more. Talking more is good.
Talking more is good.
Yeah.
I'm going to move into super chats now.
Yay!
I am
Wow.
trying to find how far back I can go in them. One is just a $2 sticker from Kira Lu of like a guy kissing with like a heart coming out. It's a cute one.
That's cute. Thank you.
Aviri with a heart afterward with $10. Domo arigato gozaimasu says, "Hi Trixie, just wanted to say I checked out Love Me for Who I Am thanks to your rec, and it made my trans femme heart melt. Happy Wrath Month."
July Wrath Month.
I guess so. I've never heard of it, but I understand what it might mean because of that, like the Chick-fil-A posting the like homophobic dog and saying like, "Are they gone yet?" or whatever as soon as July started. I assume that's like a Wrath Month.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's fun. That's I don't know what to say that.
Love Me for Who I Am is a fantastic manga. I have a video recommending it that I did towards the start of Pride Month last month. So
amazing.
Everybody should read that, especially if you like trans stuff. Those are the only super chats that actually are showing up for me in chat. How do I is there a way for me to access like older super chats from earlier in the show? Because the chat doesn't go back all the way through the show. I feel like there should be a way for me to do that.
I guess, and I don't know. Well, I've never really used.
No, I'm not asking
super
you
chats.
about that.
I was actually gonna say. Oh man, I'm so excited for super chats. What were we about to say though?
No, I read the super chats, but anyway, you should tell me about what video you have coming out tomorrow.
All right. What's the video I have tomorrow?
You're talking
Brazil. Wait, yeah, that's coming up. Yeah, Brazil. I review Brazil from 1985.
Why did you end up watching that?
Well, it was a request from one of my $20 patrons at patreon.com/AACpresents. I do movie requests for $20. You can also re-up like every month too if you'd like. So yeah, that was one of the requests, and so it's coming out tomorrow. Brazil is I was not expecting it, honestly. It's definitely. I'm gonna save most of my opinion for the review, but I do gotta say this about Brazil. Brazil is I really like the commentary on like the whole dystopian future kind of thing, because that's what it is. It's a commentary on a dystopian future, and it's you gotta watch the review tomorrow to see my actual thoughts on it, which is coming out tomorrow, or I guess since it's 1:12 a.m. Tonight at 8 p.m. ET. That's the review will be on youtube.com/ASCpresents.
Incredible.
Yes.
You also released like some kind of special set today.
Yes. Also, if we're just
your
doing
website that shall not be named, but has a link tree in the description that somehow leads there like a magic portal through time or something.
Ooh,
like,
magic portal.
I don't know what that's about.
If I'm just gonna like plug all my stuff, but yeah, go to the I recently released a set. It is $4.20. You get 4 videos and 20 videos of me
pictures,
in this.
20 pictures.
20 pictures specifically. 20 pictures, 4 videos. Sorry, I misspoke. It's where I'm posing in a bikini, a medical weed because it has like the medical plus sign on the mask at least that I have.
Okay, yeah, I get. Yeah, that makes sense. for
And
why
I'm
that
also
plus is
posing
there.
in a pool too. And it's pretty nice. And
Got some sexy ass pictures.
yeah, honestly, this is my favorite set that I've taken so far. It was like, wow, the pictures turned out great. It was excellent. I really like this set. If it's the set that you're gonna get, I recommend that one. So yeah, it's on my fansly.com/titsmintsalad. Also, speaking of Fansly, I'm doing custom requests tonight and tomorrow as well for $10. Or if you want to see me topless, no nip though, $15. So yeah, go to fansly.com/titsmintsalad.
And, you can find all my stuff right here on the Yig Studio channel, except for all the stuff that's on your channel.
At youtube.com/ASCpresents for some
somehow,
daily movie
even though
reviews.
you just plugged like 80 things, you still haven't even plugged the fact that we do another podcast together called the New Void Gazers podcast,
Yeah.
where we talked about our LGBT experiences on the last episode.
We do a lot of things.
And on your channel, I do another podcast with your friends and other friends of mine who are part of our Sucker Punch hip-hop group. And we have a show called Jittery Zeitgeist where we review hip-hop albums by, like more famous rappers. But, not for long.
Awesome sauce.
One day we'll be reviewing rappers much less famous than us, which will be all of them.
Which will be all.
God damn it.
We the most we the most famous rappers? Is that
Well,
what?
we're already the best, so we might as well become the most famous while we're at it,
I get you. I see.
Sucker Punch flying at you. All right, that's it for the Moé and the Guro, episode 3. Catch you some other time. Very glad to have the ability to use my channel again.
Woo! Awesome.
And to have given you the story of what happened, which was mint.
It's all of my fault.
Reward
It
her
is
bad
all
behavior
my
by buying
fault.
her photo sets on Fansly.
On fansly.com/titsmintsalad. Why haven't you gone there? Do it.